is Esther Passaris. I'm the Nairobi County Women Representative, basically the MP for Nairobi County. It's an affirmative action seat where women compete with each other so that we can gain our space in political leadership in the National Assembly. And it's because of this particular seat, the Nairobi County Women Representative or Women Representatives countrywide, that we end up with 47 women coming into the National Assembly to be able to articulate and champion issues related to not just women, but mostly all genders. We work for all genders. We're called the women representatives, but we're there to articulate issues, especially those that impact and affect women. My political journey. Well, I ran for elections 4 times. 3 times I did not win, and the 4th time I got in. So my message to all women is never give up. Every time that you run for an elective post, you learn lessons that you can utilize in the next term that you present yourself. So don't tire. Women have a hard time getting into elective posts because, unfortunately, elections are not about you as a leader. It's about what you can do, and it's about how visible you are. And to be visible and to be able to do projects, you require money. And most women who have offered themselves for leadership struggle with money and visibility, especially during the electioneering period. They're up against men who are already holding those seats, who've already been earning, who've already saved money. So you find that it's a bit tough. And most of the women who would present themselves into leadership, majority of them will be single or widowed, and if they are married, you'll find that their husbands are not very supportive because they feel that maybe she'll be way higher than them. But we have to break that bias, because I believe that as a woman, if you are in leadership, you protect also your own. You protect and provide for your own family. So we need the he for she's to step up. The he's for she to stand up and actually be able to say, this is my wife and she is an amazing leader. We need to see more men come up and step up and say that, yes, my wife can lead. And your wife is leading. She's already running your home. So when she decides to take an elective post, do not feel threatened. Be supportive so that you can own the process of taking her into leadership. And the more women we have in leadership, the more we inspire the girl child. We have a Chief Justice who's a woman. Think about what that has done to all the girls who are thinking of taking law. They know that they can get to the highest office possible. We are having an election very soon. We are hearing women names coming up in terms of deputy president, but we also celebrate the fact that we've had women who have run for president in Kenya and broken that barrier. But we still haven't ascended to that office, but we know that from deputy president, just like Kamala Harris got the deputy president in America, or the vice president in America, if we have a woman who's a deputy president in Kenya, that will be a step in the right direction. And it will also mean that the 50% women that we have as the population of voters, or even slightly more, will also feel inspired to get out and vote. Why vote for a woman? Because you need representation. And representation because you're 50% of the population. And some of the issues like sexual gender-based violence, sanitary towels to our girls, GBV centers, family planning, counseling services for women, single mother funds. All these provisions have only been made possible because women have been able to articulate these to government and to their peers in parliament who are of the male gender and are very patriarchal in how they handle issues. The men have to understand we don't compete with them. We complement them. Just like God created the woman as a helper to the men, when you put a woman in leadership, you're getting a helper to ensure that we together develop the country. There is no country that can boast of development that has not empowered its women. So we need to break the bias and make sure that we have a level playing field and we allow women into leadership. There's no reason why the government, the Ministry of Interior, cannot step up and make sure that women feel safe to campaign, to ask for votes. We don't want violence against women. We also do not want a brother to rise against brother or sister to rise against sister. We want to make sure that the elections are free, fair, credible, and safe. We don't want to have women raped. We don't want to have men maimed. We don't want to have children killed. I love you so. I love you, Mama. Nairobi is a big county. It's the largest county in Kenya. From the time I got elected, with my team, we have made sure that we try, with our limited resources, to touch every corner of the county. We have done projects with the youth, with the PWDs, with the old, the women. Nairobi is the capital city. We saw so much gender-based violence during the COVID period, the quarantine period. We want to have a safe house so women and children and boys and men can have a safe space in case they've experienced sexual gender-based violence. So that's one thing that I want to complete. Women suffer from inferior complexes. They suffer from being undermined and put down. And I feel that every woman should look at herself in the mirror and say, I am enough. Don't let anyone put you down. So when you stand up and you look at yourself, you say, I am enough. And then you start off from that platform where you believe in yourself, you believe in everything that you stand for, you believe in the work that you give out. You're not perfect, but you are enough. You're beautifully created in God's image. You are enough. So start off from that point of praise and then plan your life. You have to have a plan on a daily basis and achieve certain objectives every day. But I think every woman should stand up and say, I am enough. And if you want something extra, just say, I am beautifully made in God's image. Happy International Women's Day. Every day should be a happy day for a woman out there.